Let me introduce myself. I'm Heather Datillo. I am the COO here at Boulder Insight, and I am joined today with our founder, our CEO, and we lovingly call him our GGTK, which stands for our good guy to know, Chris Cox. So this is Tableau Live. This is season 3, episode 1. So we are actually so excited to be kicking off 2025 with you all. And this is something that actually started during the pandemic that we used to run the Boulder Tableau user group. I think we're actually going to be bringing that back this year. So if you're interested and you're from the Boulder Metro, Denver Metro area, let us know if you would like us to start the Tableau user group up again, the TUG. But at the end of every TUG meeting, we used to have a session called Stump the Chump, where people would slam Chris with questions. Chris is our chump that he came up with the name, not me for that. And we would do a live Q&A session every TUG group, and it became quite popular. So during the pandemic, we decided why not do this every month and give opportunities to our Tableau community at large, our former clients, our former students, our active clients and students to be able to ask questions every month that might be pressing questions that you're not finding in the Tableau community. You don't know where to start, where we can try to help you along that way. So today's agenda is we are going to first go over the submitted questions and topics that were already submitted. We'll then move into the open Q&A if we have some additional questions. I sometimes move that up. And then we'll talk through some of the ideas for kickstarting the new year with Tableau and how to optimize your analytics game. But as I see new questions coming into the team, into the channel here, we will prioritize those over the existing content that we had. We're also going to be launching a tool for creators. It's called the Big Survival Kit, the Tableau Creators Edition. That is going to be getting launched, I believe, in February or March. And so we're looking for people to demo the products for us, and we're going to do a demo at the end of this if time permits to show you all what we're talking about as well. So but we're thrilled to have you here. Welcome, welcome. We'll start with the first question today. This question was submitted. Jordan, I don't know if you can tell me who submitted the question. I know we went over this yesterday and I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, it was Nadia.
Nadia, and Nadia, I see that you're here. And just talking about exploring Tableau Public. So Nadia, I don't know, I have an idea of where I'm going to take this demo for you and talking about Tableau Public, but I wasn't sure if you had a specific question about exploring Tableau Public or not.
Hi, I think I sent this question a long time ago that I forgot that I did. I work for UCLA, and we have a website, and we want to have a certain page for our team to publish all our reports, and we want to have control over it. So we thought of using Tableau Public to what I know is that I can give the admin of that page only one link, and they can publish this page like this one that you want to have, and then we can manage the icons and all the reports on the back end from our side. Is this easy as I say it, or is it hard?
It is. And with Tableau Public, some of the great things for those of you that don't know about it. So Tableau Public, I have 2 links in this presentation, and we do send these out. And so I'll go ahead and show you. There is something called the Viz of the Day in Tableau Public. So Tableau Public is a place where the entire Tableau community can come. It's a public server, and you can actually publish, you can set up your own profile and publish your own dashboards onto Tableau Public. The things to keep in mind is that you don't have control of when the server goes down or not. That just happens, and you wait for them to fix it and put it back up. The other thing to keep in mind is that this needs to be data that can be public facing, and that you don't have anything from a security standpoint that you do not want to show. So a lot of times nonprofits will use Tableau Public to be able to share their data, share their dashboards, but even lock down the data they can do, but it's often aggregated, and there's no personal, no PII, of course, no information that could lead to security issues at all. So that's the one thing that you need to think of. So I do have an example here of a nonprofit that we've been working with for the past 5 years. This will be our fifth year with them. And this is the 2024 dashboard. And so you'll notice that this is actually embedded on their website. So I'll show you that. And you can actually view it on Tableau Public as well. So it's in both places. So I'll show you how that works. So here's the embedded website. So if you go to the Colorado Pulse, this is the Colorado Health Foundation. We do this Pulse poll every year since the pandemic. They started doing it. You can see each of the years that we've done it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So we'll be getting into our sixth year with them. And so then when you work with this website, it's already embedded in from Tableau Public, and this is all interactive. So if I want to go to see challenges facing Colorado, I can click on that. That should load to the new page with it. You'll notice that we also have it in English and Spanish. So this is a dashboard that is clickable, that is able to be interacted with. But this all came about from us first creating this in Tableau Desktop. We then created a Colorado Health Foundation profile. So if I go to that profile, you'll notice that all you have to do is create a sign in and create your own profile. You can add your logos, you can put headers and things in it, and you can see each of the years that we've had the Colorado Health Foundation report that's here, that you can have those vises. And you simply go from Tableau Desktop, and instead of publishing to your own server, you will, if you have a login, you would publish to Tableau Public from your Tableau workbook. So it's just a matter of publishing there. But this again is public facing, so there's nothing that we have to worry about when people come to this, that there's data that they shouldn't be able to have. So here you have that published. This again was created in Tableau Desktop. If you then want to embed this into your website, you use this share embedded code, and that's where you can get the embed code to put that into your website, into your iframe. We tend to create all of our dashboards in the general desktop size if we know it's going to be embedded. Otherwise, we do it in PowerPoint. And so when we create these, they're really not mobile ready when we use backgrounds and things like this. Tableau, even though it does have some mobile features, we tend to build a separate dashboard for mobile than we do for websites for desktops and iPads, things like that. So you have to create the profile. You then have to create your workbook in Tableau Desktop. And then when you go to publish it, you publish it to your Tableau Public profile. And then you take the embed code, put it into your iframe on your website, and you're good to go. So, as Chris says, Bob's your uncle. So that is one piece. So.
A couple nuances here is
Yeah.
one of the other drawbacks of Tableau Public is that you can't do a refresh schedule. So if your data is changing frequently, then you're gonna have to manually do the publishing every time. If you do have data changing frequently and you still want it to be public facing, that there's a different kind of license on cloud called this usage based license or UBL they call it. And that's where you can do the same steps that you did here by creating the dashboard, publishing it to your Tableau Cloud usage-based license, and then you can embed that in your site. And how the pricing works on that is that you actually buy these impressions. So you buy a block of impressions. So if X number of people come to your site, you just kind of check off those impressions. So there's different kind of ways to do it, and then that would also give you the ability to get to not only publish, it would give you all the functionality that you would get with cloud, like all the AI steps, and then you also get all the back end the back end data about usage and stuff. Versus on Tableau Public, you don't really get any of that. You just get the number of views. That's it.
Yep. And here is, I'm trying to find the usage-based license model. I think this just might be a community one. I'll try to look for a blog post on it as well for you all. And we have built a something that helps with UBL that's called Big Cookie. So if you do want to be able to refresh it regularly, so this works well for us with Colorado Health Foundation because it's an annual poll that's just updated once every year. But if it is regular updates, like Chris said, UBL would probably be your better option for a public facing site with that. So let me pause for a second. Nadia, does that make sense? What we discussed?
Yes, thank you so much. And Heather, if I need any further, I would get back to you, okay? I
Yeah,
would.
please do.
Sure.
And we'll, at the end of the call, we'll also put up Chris's Calendly link in this as well. But if you ever go to our website you can also see at the bottom of any of the pages, this takes you straight to Chris's Calendly to schedule a free session with him. So that is right there for it says big product demos or free project consultation. You could just click on the free project consultation and we can help you with that piece as well.
Thank you.
For those of you, oh great, for those of you that are interested in learning more about Tableau Public, sometimes Tableau Public's a place to go for inspiration. So I love to suggest that people start with Viz of the Day, and then you can subscribe to that. You get the emails of what the Viz of the Day is. So that's a great way to see some of the most creative uses of Tableau in public, but you can also search. So Nadia, tell me about your company and what industry you're in.
I work for UCLA, the campus, the University of California in Los Angeles.
So let's see if anybody has done any UCLA things already where they have some things on Tableau Public. So you can go in, you can search for UCLA and see, some of the dashboards that other people within the community have posted. You could also look at higher ed and see what vizzes come up with that. So these are just great places to go for inspiration.
Go back to UCLA and hit on the authors.
Sure.
See if there's any that has that in their title. Be interesting to see.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's Anderson. That's perfect. Thank you. That's really great. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, so all kinds of ways to find information, in here too. Now keep in mind, there's no one monitoring what people are publishing. Sometimes they're not best practices. They're people just, trying their best at, being able to work in Tableau. Sometimes they don't have a server of their own and they're doing it for school assignments and they're publishing it to there. So, always take it with a grain of salt and make sure, it's following the best practices, but you can absolutely reach out to the other folks that you're, on your teams and things and look at their websites, see what you can do from there. But it's a great place for inspiration. You can sign up for Tableau Public. There's even free versions of Tableau desktop that you can get that doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it's a great place to create and learn in Tableau. So check it out. How-to videos are there. There's sample data, community resources, all kinds of great things. But I'm a big fan of Tableau Public. And when I was on the road teaching, I'd often send people to Tableau Public for those inspirations and things. So you can also, look for things like specific, if you're looking for a Sankey chart and things, you can, see how many Sankey charts have been built and how people might have gone about doing it. So if you have a particular, more complex chart type you're looking for, there's always some great examples there too. And then finally, Chris has his own. If I look at authors, you could go to Chris's page and if we have public facing things that we can put on Tableau Public, a lot of them are in here. We can't do a lot of our client work because of NDAs and privacy pieces, but Chris is always a great place to check out and things too. So that is that for Tableau Public. Does anybody else have any questions about Tableau Public? All right. And Amber from our team has also put into the chat a public site that we have for Bell Policy, another Colorado nonprofit that's looking at the cost of care for elderly and if you're of home care with that, and Save the Music, which is trying to bring music programs to schools or keep music programs in schools. And we did an analysis for New York City for Save the Music. So you might want to check those out as well. And again, if you have regular updates, privacy, check out those UBL licenses. And I will, while Chris is talking at some point, I'll try to pull up a good UBL a usage-based license blog post or something for you all too. So Tableau Public. Okay. The other submitted question we had was around the AI features that Tableau has right now. So there are two main AI features. There's Tableau Agent, which used to be called Einstein Copilot, and Tableau Pulse. So Tableau Pulse was released last year during the TC conference in San Diego was when they really started releasing Tableau Pulse and making that available to the public. Tableau Agent was more recently released this fall. But one thing to keep in mind, if you're trying to leverage the AI tools in Tableau, you have to be a cloud user. This is not available on Tableau Server at all, only on Tableau Cloud. So that's one of the things to keep in mind. I did put in a link to Tableau Agent into this starts to give you some videos and things that you can watch and how it still even though they're calling it Tableau Agent, it still has Einstein Copilot. It has the little Einstein little logo and things there too. So Chris, I don't know if you want to talk Tableau Agent or Tableau Pulse. Both of these, I'll give you the links in the chat, guys, that I have in here. This is for Tableau Agent. That will get you to the page that talks about all the features, shows that live with the demo, talks about how it works in prep, how it can work in Tableau Catalog, how it does work with web authoring. Again, you have to have a cloud-based server and cloud-based licenses for it to work. And then there's a few more videos down below as well to check out. This is one of the best pages in Tableau Pulse. Let me open up that link and I'll give you this. This gives you the options for Tableau Pulse a bit too. But Chris, I don't know if you want to go deeper into any of those things, any of the features right now that are out from an AI perspective.
One thing I'll say is, so as far as agent, it would have probably been great if I had it when I was just starting out, but I already know a lot of the things and I've kind of set in my way. So I'm probably not a good user for that. I think if there were things I would get in trouble with that I want a quick answer, that'd be great. And kind of keeping you in the flow, but also too, I don't really use like the web authoring piece either. So that's really where that's actually located, because there's so much more that you can do in like desktop. So for me, it's not really that useful. Typically, if I have a question about a calculation, I just go to like chat GPT anyway. So it's kind of the same thing. It's going to help you write those calcs. And Pulse, I kind of gotta love or hate with it a little bit. I think that it's a good idea. So far I've had a little trouble setting it up and getting it to work how I want. So I know that there's another add-on that we haven't gotten a hold of yet. What's that like? It's like Tableau Plus.
It's called Tableau Plus. Yep, and that's where you can get more features with Pulse. Pulse is really, Tableau Pulse is meant for the viewers and explorers on your team more than it is for the creators. And Tableau Agent is for the creators. So Tableau Pulse, the nice thing about Pulse, and again, these videos, I just put the links in that will tell you a little bit more about them. Again, they're only available if you're on Tableau Cloud. All of the AI is happening through the cloud with this. So, but what it does is people can set up a specific metric that they're interested in if they don't want a full dashboard and there's just some KPIs that really matter to them. It's essentially like a digest or feed that gets sent to their email, and they can get it on their phone. They can get it on in their email on their desktop and things, and they can explore what's happening, which product type decreased the most, which subcategory decreased the most, which category decreased the most. They can explore that a little bit more by setting up these metrics. And then they can dive deeper and link to the dashboard if they need more information. But it's kind of these high-level snapshots, kind of your daily digest of what matters. That's what Pulse is, and really helpful for viewers. And as I mentioned, who really don't want to click on a whole lot of interactivity in Tableau, but just care about those few metrics that they're looking for. Tableau Agent, again, used to be called the Einstein Copilot. That's really to help you write your calculations to help you write type questions in, and they'll build the chart types now for you. So it's gotten a little bit more bells and whistles than it had had before with Tableau Agent. And they're really investing a lot more utility to this and features. So I have a feeling by the time TC 25 comes around this year, there'll be even more features. But you can, just continue to type and talk to your assistant, essentially your Einstein assistant, your Tableau agent, and it'll start to give you more information with it. It will help with prep. It'll help with the catalog, writing a description for your fields, things like that. So it's getting better and better with it. And so definitely something that you could even reach out to your Tableau AE and ask for a demo with them, or reach out to us and we'll find your AE for you if you don't know who that is, and arrange for some demos and talk about that migration. We're doing a lot of migrations to cloud right now because a lot of people want to take advantage of these new AI tools. So yeah, they're out there. But Parag, does that answer your questions? Do you have any thing else you'd like us to discuss or cover?
No, that's basically it. I have a scheduled call with Chris for the migration part, so just looking forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can talk through our migration process and things. We're getting a whole bunch more of these under our belt now. So we are often working with the Tableau AEs. They will sell you your licenses and things for the migration, and then we provide the actual migration services. So we'd be happy to talk through, your use case, the advantages of it, if it makes sense from a financial standpoint for your team, and if the AI features outweigh any additional cost you might have, or it may be the same cost. It just depends on what type of licensing you currently have to do the cost benefit analysis. So we have been doing assessments for folks before they do if they make the decision to move to cloud, and then we've also been doing the actual migrations too. So we're happy to help think that through. So. All right.
Have any other
Let's
questions?
see.
I do have something I can show. I had a
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Am I sharing my screen right now, Chris? I think I am.
I don't think so.
Let me get out of here. It's because I'm in the feature here.
So this is something that I just had to do this week. So I thought I would just show it to you because I thought it was something I didn't think of off the top of my head, but like, how sometimes you have well, first off, I kind of fixed this data set because I hate that the data set that ships with Tableau ends in 2013. So the first thing I did was I made it so it actually adjusted to like a current date time. So I created a newest order date. So now I'm going through now. So one, I'll just show you how I did that. So I thought it was kind of cool. So now my dates are all correct. So one like a 21 is my current date. So how I did that was I first went and found our max date. So just as simple as just I want to do a level of detail calculation, fix it on all fields, and just get the maximum order date. Then I want to figure out from there what's the days different from our max date like today, right? So that's going to give me. Here, I'll just pull these in so you can see what they are. So there's our current. Well, let me go like this. So our max date the date of the data set is 31 2013. If I get the number of days different from that, from like today, that's 4,039 days. So then I just do a date diff, or a date add. I do a date add function to add the number of days. So add number 11 to my order date. And that way I get a brand new field that gives me all those things. So I thought that was kind of a cool way to do that. But anyway, so now I have my new order date here. We'll do like by month, and we'll do sales. So so the thing I had to do, which is pretty easy now that I think about it, is we had this big actually drop off here in like January. Well, that's because we're in the middle of the month. So a lot of times you only want to show the actually full month. So what I did was I wrote this calculation that says, hey, I want to just write this filter that says if the date trunc month, so I'm going to so date trunc is a function that rolls everything up to the first of the month. So if I change this to week, it'll go up to the first of the week. I want to say if my date trunc month equals the max of my date that's or the max of my order date, then I want to take it out. Else I want to keep it, right? So then if I just drag that in, actually I'll do it like this. So you can see it better. I'm just going to make a dual axis here, and I want to change one of these to circles. So if I wanted to see which one of these were full months only, so my full months are the orange, my month that should be excluded is the blue. So if I was to drag that to the filters and just keep only, then that like that like wipes that out. So now as we go forward, as we change to next month, so February, it'll like you switch automatically. So I don't have to kind of worry about getting like the partial months at all. Does that make sense? Is that something everybody has had to do before? Anyway, I just thought that was kind of a neat little thing that I haven't had to do in a while, so I thought I would show that. Anything else, Heather? What's your thoughts on that? Have you seen that before, or had to do that?
Not in that method. So I'm a fan of that, Chris. It's been a little bit more difficult sometimes for people to get to those dates. Dates are always the part of Tableau that can be a little tricky. Understanding the difference between the date parts at the top of the date, when you click on a date field and see that drop down versus the date values, what's the difference between discrete and continuous? That's always one of those pieces that can be a little complex for folks to understand. So this is a fun way to break it down. And that's one of the things you always taught me, Chris, too, was how to really break down your calculations instead of putting everything into one calculation. To be able to break it down into the logic before you do that. So
that's something else. I know we've talked about this before, if everybody's heard me say this, but how we name our calculations, we always name them. Let me, I can't make that bigger. Figure out how to do that. So we always name them with having this like a number kind of in front of them, just because it's easy to be able to search all my calculations at once. So now I see that if I just search on that, that's going to give me everything that I've written. Versus a lot of times, if you try to name it for what it is, it goes in the middle of fields. You have to look for that little equal sign. It gets a little messy. The other thing we do is I number the calculation, and then if I use a nested calculation, then I put that on the end. So, like for example, if I want to change number 10, then I actually know this is number 10, but also 10 is also used here. So if I go in, I actually know that I'm using 10 inside there. So a great way to save you some time in just looking at those calcs to see what things are actually connected. That's really helpful. I will show you. We didn't show any of the have we actually showed any of the whole survival kit stuff, Heather?
We were planning on doing that today. So yeah, we could do that now, Chris, if you want.
Okay, I want to pull up a new. Come on, get out of here. Out of my way. All right, let's try to do a new window. And hit products. So this is I'll kind of start with the Viz actually Scribe. Why is it not opening? Of course, it's not opening. Never does. All right, I'm going to start Viz. This is why it's live. Right? It's always something. So in the next few weeks, we're going to be rolling out some kind of helper products. So I'll start with the Viz Scribe. This one is going through a little bit of a makeover. There's some things here that aren't exactly how we're going to do it, but we'll show you. So like in the other one, I was saying, just, naming these fields so you can find your calculations is definitely key. But then the next piece is, okay, well, if I've got a bunch of worksheets, a bunch of dashboards, how do I kind of find things? So this is a tool that we wrote where I can just grab some workbook. Let's say I'll grab, I've got one in here. So BizScribe, I think I got a Halloween one in here that I've added. No, that's not the right one. No, it's not. It's in 2024 Halloween. Okay, I just grabbed this one. So like that one there. Okay, so I just grabbed this. So what we do is we then parse through the XML. I tell you, it's got 2 dashboards in it, 8 worksheets, 24 dimensions, breaks down how the dimensions are done, fields and calculations. Same thing for your measures and also your whole parameters. Then it will give you the formulas for all of your fields, tell you which worksheets they're used on, and kind of so on. And then it gives you the ability to download this as one of these options. So that way you can actually document your whole workbook. This is it's a super cool, and it's very helpful because you can find anything you want really fast. A lot of times when I'm deleting fields, I try to read the little thing Tableau says, and if it's used a lot of times, it's really hard to see. We just built. I'll do one more. Actually, I'll do a different one. Cancel. I gotta hit refresh first. This is one. This is the one that we just sent out with the Bell policy. That was a massive dashboard. And so this is one of the keys about having that documented. So check out how big this one was. This will take a minute to load. So
this is a public facing dashboard. So Chris connecting to the data is okay. This is just so you know. Yeah.
Yeah. So 9 dashboards, 109 worksheets, a lot, 74 parameters. And this came in really handy because the client called me up and goes, hey, there's this one parameter. I'm not sure what its named, but I know it has a value like 50%. Can you change it? And I'm like, okay. So I pull up this and I go and type in 0.5 and okay, there it is. So it's this one. And she goes, yep, that's it. So that lets me find it really fast. And I see that this one's used in 30 different worksheets. So that's kind of a key one. But anyway, this is one of the products that we're going to be rolling out. I think this one ends up being like 700 some odd pages long if we do the download. The other product, and this kind of goes along a little bit with kind of the it's a definite it's a tool that sort of does what you're going to be doing with the Tableau agent. This one is for this. It's like there's one like calc that I write all the time, and it's just like a bucket calc. So like for example, if I had I want to bucket my sales into groups of sales. Say I want to go 0 to 1,000, and I want buckets of 100 and 150. So writing that formula is something I've done so many times, it's just crazy. So I can now go here to Tableau, create a new calculated field, paste in that. Oops, I put sale versus sales. So I got to go back and fix that. I didn't write the thing right. So no problem. I'll just fix this because that's my fields. Sales, generate, copy, and paste. So now that's actually correct. Sales buckets. And I would name it properly. And reply. So now I've got my formula that I've already created. If I use the wrong number, that's going to give me all those. And then I could just count my customers. So if that's what they're going to be in, I'd probably have to do some of sales. So it's not going to give me exactly correct, but if I did my order ID, let's say order ID, see if I can do count up. Didn't do it fast, but I'd want to do so count a distinct, right? So quickly give me my orders that are in those buckets. right? So kind of a neat little tool. And then the last one that I really love is, you know how if I was to like add some color to this, say I want to add like the product category. Well, Tableau gives you like a whole bunch of color palettes. They give you from Tableau 10 down to lightning watermelon. And then these below, the pH scale diverging, are all the ones I've actually created. So if you create these things, I'm gonna open up a file, new. I'll try to open up file, open recent, and preferences. So inside, I'll show you where this is at. Inside of your machine, you're gonna have, so on actually Macs, it's gonna be in to the whole repository. I think this is going to be on your own on your PCs as well. I think it's in your whole documents folder, but you should have this installed, and then you'll have this file right here. So this preferences file, and so it's going to look like it'll just have this top part when it's blank, but then you can write these things in here. But you know, this is kind of messy. I don't love it, because I have to go and figure out what these hex codes are. If I want to add a new one, I've got to put it in there. I've got to get it just actually right. Well, we decided that since Tableau is a visual tool, we need to make that actually visual as well. So we turn the PITA, if I can find it, here it is. I'm going to show the older one just because I know it's going to jump to the wrong screen, isn't it? Let's see where it jumped. There it is. All right, so go back to here. So this one, I'm on. Pencil. Not getting my windows to work with. There it goes. All right, so pull over, turn our pane in the, you know what, to a taco, the Tableau Advanced Color Organizer. So here, all you do is you import that same preferences file, if it'll let me. So same location in your whole repository, preferences, and now we're going to load this into your stream. So pH scale diverging, these are all the same color, the hex code you saw, but now they're actually visual, so you can see what colors they are. If you decide you want to move things around, you can move them around. You can change the order of them. If I said, hey, I want to get I want to change this one to a green, I can do that. Okay. And then if I want to get the color that's in kind of between these two, I want to add a new one, hit the plus in the middle, and it's going to calculate the color for you. And then we're also going to check it against these colorblind options, so you can see if you need to change something or not. So like these three here are not good on the no color option. And then if you're good with this, you just click the button and click quick update, and it's going to save in there. And then you just download it to your file. And that's pretty much it. So you can just save over top of it. And then we have all kind of different options here. If you want to, generate different palettes, like say this one. So I've got some in there that are good. Some are bad. Like this one here, I just got this color is not good, so I can just wipe that one out. Now I've got colorblind colors that are perfect. I want to do an update. But yeah, just a really cool way to be able to share palettes too. So if I wanted to send this to somebody, I could click these two or these three, and I click my share button, and that's going to download just those three inside of a palette. We'll just call it palettes 3. I'll save it down. And here I'm actually going to delete these from it. So if I was to actually delete those, and I wanted to bring those back, I hit the merge button, and I go grab that file I just saved, which I think is in downloads. I didn't pay attention really quick to where it went, but I think that's it. Yep, shared palettes, and now those come back. Boom, done. So kind of a cool little tool. What do you got? What do you guys like to think about these products? It's helpful, not helpful. Something you want to see different. You don't have to all talk it actually once. All right.
I think it's awesome.
Certainly helpful, Parag is saying. I also put in the chat a few things for those of you who are considering cloud migrations. I did put in our process for what we follow when we're doing cloud migrations and our pricing as well. That might be something that could be valuable if you're considering it. So if you are considering just doing an assessment first, we would do this initial assessment and the migration planning for you for an assessment. If you're doing the full cloud migration, we would help with those pieces too. So those are all options. And our pricing I put in as well, just so you have that if you need to. The other thing that I put into the chat is if you'd like to be one of the beta testers for the big survival kit that Chris just showed, feel free to put beta into the chat and Jordan will be in touch with you to let you know when the beta is ready for you all to use, and you would be a free user of it. And when we launch, we're really looking at keeping it very affordable, like $10 a month for all three of those tools. So just know that that's there. You can always reach out to info@Boulder Insight after this call and just say, hey, I'd like to be a beta tester, and let us know that as well. So with the time that we have left, we had talked about, we also did a blog post and a LinkedIn article about how to kickstart your new year with Tableau. So I'm looking, we've got 15 minutes left. So I think I'll go ahead and walk through some of these pieces, unless someone has a live question from the audience right now. If there's anybody with a question that you are dying for us to answer today, just put that in the chat and we'll make sure to cover that, and we can stop our flow of conversation here of these things, and we'll just send you the article about it. So when you're kicking off the new year, New Year's are a time to really start to what are the things that I want to do for myself personally? What do I want to do professionally? And how do I up my game? With Tableau could be one of those things. How do I update, really up my analytics game and optimize it? So one of the things that we always recommend is that you review and organize your data sources for those of you that are creators on this call. And typically for Tableau Live, we get a lot of creators. So if you have permission to publish your data sources to the server and things, do an audit of those of those data sources that are published, and make sure that you're looking at the extract schedules. If you have stale content, this is a great time to archive that. For viewers and explorers, confirm that you have access to the right data sources and dashboards to make the decisions that you need. Ask your admins to update extract schedules if right now one of the dashboards that you look at, let's say that it updates once a week and you need it to update every night, you can talk to your admin and they can update those schedules for you. And if you're noticing that there's any of your dashboards that are really slow, that they're just not performing the way that you would want, reach out to your admin as well, and they can help with that too. Chris, I'm wondering, I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot for this, but do you want to show I don't know if there's anybody that's a server admin here, where you can get to like the admin insights and be able to see some of the stale content and data source information. I don't know if that could be helpful.
For that. Yeah, I mean, so in the thing, who is either on cloud or actually going to cloud? Just put a cloud in the chat if you're on or going to, and then put on actually prim if you're not. Okay.
Planning.
So, yeah. So one of the things, I'm going to pull up our cloud here. We have actually both, so I can show you both sides of it. This is not. Got to go through the multi-factor authentication.
Yeah, you're pulling up your phone for that.
Okay. All right. So I'll share my screen. So one of the things, and I think sometimes you have to ask them to turn this on. So if you don't already see it, just talk to your rep to get this turned on. But in Tableau Cloud, it should ship with a actually folder here that looks like admin insights right here. Looks like this. So this is the admin insights page, and they kind of give you all these data sources. Then they give you this workbook, which is good. So it kind of gives you a little bit of insight about what's going on with your server. Now this is like a day old. I don't remember how far back it goes, but this is basically what it is. So it tells you this is for the past 90 days. We've assigned 3 different seats. We can go to the user portal. Like we only have three extra users on this server anyway. But we have a viewer, explorer, and creator. Group drill downs. Here was the stale content Heather was talking about things that haven't been used or whatever. So yeah, it's a lot of nice little views here. You can also download this and change it if you want. There's some of the things in here that I didn't think was actually super helpful, so I wanted to add some things to it. But at least you have somewhere to start. On Tableau server on-prem, you have something similar to this, but it's not quite as neat as this. So anything else you want me to show here, Heather?
No, I think that's great. Just wanted to make sure. I know I didn't know about the admin insights until we started doing cloud migrations and looking at it more. So I just wanted to make sure other folks know about that. You may not be an admin and have access to it, but you can, guide your admin to take a look at those pieces as well. Then the other thing that we've been talking about is exploring Tableau's latest features. So we've already talked about that, looking at the AI-driven tools like Tableau Agent and Tableau Pulse for the explorers and the viewers for Tableau Pulse and the creators, the Tableau Agent. Both really interesting AI tools, and I know that they're going to continue to invest in that as well. The other thing to keep in mind, I know, and when you're personally trying to set some goals sometimes in 2025, decluttering is one of those goals that we always talk about. Like, I'm going to declutter my closet, or I'm going to declutter, my kitchen, or whatever that might be. We want you to take that same type of lens when you're thinking about optimizing your dashboards. One of the best ways to do that is to go back with fresh eyes, or ask one of your colleagues or one of your end users to take a look at your dashboard and think about what you can do to simplify it. That you've always heard, you might have heard of the term KISS, keep it simple, stupid, right? We want to keep it simple. We want to keep it decluttered, and you just want to focus on what's essential. Sometimes when we build a dashboard, when we first build it, it seems really great, but when you come back later and look at it, is there anything that you can do to simplify what's happening? Can you look at your color story that's in there, make sure that that's consistent? Are you using dashboard actions instead of a whole bunch of drop-down filters, and starting to think more of using Tableau as a visualization tool rather than pretty Excel? So thinking about that. One cool thing that you can also do if you're trying to improve performance and you want to declutter those dashboards and make sure your performance is good. If you have a dashboard that's performing slow, there is something called the Tableau Performance Recording tool. And to get there, you go to the performance recording, you go to the help menu, then you go to settings and performance and hit the start performance recording. That can always be really helpful to just see what's causing the slowdown. And that might mean part of your decluttering process might be improving where you're doing your calculations, where if you're doing that in the data source itself or in Tableau, can you optimize the data source as well? And then for viewers and explorers, just provide feedback to the creators on the dashboards about what's working well and where you think things could be improved for clarity and all. And we do a whole webinar called From Zero to Hero that we'd be, happy to bring to your company if you'd like, that really talks about human-centered design principles, and really designing dashboards, following UI, UX best practices. So we could go deeper into that with you all at your company. But Chris, I'm not going to share my screen for a minute and let you go in, since you have Tableau already open, and just show them where the performance recording is, to get to that. And we could also, since I didn't do this with Tableau Public, just show, when you go to publish, that you have a Tableau Public login option. That might be good to show those two things.
And then
things up with
I think in server there's a way to do it too, but I think you got to pass in the URL. I think it's performance recording equals yes. Can you look up that while I'm doing this one?
Sure.
So in desktop, you go to help and go to settings and performance, and you say start recording. Doesn't look like it's doing anything, but it is. So now anything that I do, let's say I create this dashboard, I do this, do that, I'll make this filter on these guys or something, do a few things. And now if I go up here to help again and setting performance and I stop performance reporting, then this is going to open up another like workbook for me in a second. Maybe. Well, better. You gotta wait for it, but it's exciting.
Putting in an article about the Tableau performance recordings and how to do that as well.
Yeah, so this gives you all the stuff that's happening for all the clicks I did and everything else. So it creates a little data set, creates a workbook for you. And it'll even show you queries that's running if they're applicable. So my total time was the 36 seconds of doing things. So rendering to a computing layout, and then if there is a query running, it'll show it to you down here. I don't think I have any because I have so I'll just render executing query. There you go. So that query ran. So that's what it's doing. So that's why you can trace things back and figure out what's taking a long time, what's, those different pieces, but kind of a nice thing to.
Oh, sorry, bud. Keep going. I just put a link in for how to do it on server. So it's under settings, and then you can go to workbook performance metrics. And that looks like the best way to do that on server. I just put that help article in. If you scroll down, if you go to settings, and then you should see workbook performance metrics under general, it's saying in the article.
First line shouldn't have performed. Cross database joins. I don't see performance. Is that in server or cloud? It might be different in cloud.
I think it might be server, Chris, and not cloud, but
in URL. I think it's you have to have this turned on, but well, that's connected app. It could be. But I think you have to put on at the end of the URL. Here it is.
Yeah.
Source performance, yes. So that's what you have to pass in. So if I was to go on here and now, granted, if it's not on, it's not going to do it, but come on, get me out of here. So let's just go to a dashboard. So like save this one. And I pass in, let it finish doing its thing. There we go. Oops, I did 2 columns. Board performance equals yes. So now that's working. And then I forget how to stop it.
Yeah, I don't know that either, but put the article in there for that as well.
I thought it showed up here and I had a stop button. I thought they've changed how this is working. But anyway, I know the article will tell us there's something around how this thing works. I know that I'm supposed to do it, but I don't know. That's a thing for sure. I don't know how to stop it. Accelerate. Watch. No. There's definitely.
Yeah, it doesn't get into how to stop it in this article either, as I look at it. But anyway, that's one way to take a look at it. Hopefully that will add some benefits for you all. But just, if you're having a workbook that's not performing well, that's also another time to just schedule a free session with us and we can help you. We often just give advice on makeovers and ways to improve things and can troubleshoot that with you. If you are going to be showing your own workbooks, we often want to get an NDA in place so we can see your data without any fear of us seeing data that you don't want us to. So without that NDA in place, we keep everything quite secure and confidential because that is our role here. We are a data company, so no fears there too.
I don't know if this has changed, but this is saying there's not a performance recording on Tableau Online. So maybe that
might be, that might be, Chris.
Give you an idea.
I don't know how old that article is, that forum.
That was 23. I was looking at this other one.
Yeah. in
That's
2020.
pretty old.
Yeah.
But you would think we'd be able to find it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll share my screen one more time.
There we go.
And then one of the other things is define your goals for this year. Do you want to, improve your abilities? Do you want to plan your dashboards with your team in a better way? So just think about, what are your analytic goals for the upcoming year? And then what I wanted to do, I promised you the Calendly link for Chris's calendar. So let me click on that and put that in here too. And that way, if you need any more information or support on anything you're doing in between Tableau sessions or just privately, because you do want us to take a look at your data, that's Chris's Calendly. So just want to make sure you all have that, should you need that. And then finally, just let us know how we did and sign up for February. So we're so thrilled to kick off our year with you all. Tell your friends, let us know. One thing that we are offering this year is that we are offering to bring Tableau Live to your company. So I mentioned the From Zero to Hero webinar. We'd be happy to do that for your company or do a Tableau Live session for free for your company as well. So just reach out and let us know if you want to be a beta tester. You can put beta in the chat. If you want us to come in with Tableau Live, you can put TL in the chat for Tableau Live, and you can let us know how we did. We want to keep improving these Tableau Live sessions and making sure we're meeting your needs and answering all those questions. So there is the link to that, and make sure you sign up for February as well. And here is our link for Tableau Live for February. We'll see you on the third Wednesday of each month this whole year. So please come join us again. And we wish you all the happiest of New Year's. So we hope that it is kicking off wonderfully for you, and know that if you have data and you have questions, we've got answers. So take care, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of day.